And it's grainy. Can you turn on some more light for me, please? Hello, everyone. I know this is unexpected. Unexpected. Thank you.
Enough?
hmm So I know some of you guys might not catch this until later. Um, as you can tell, I'm not 100%. Thank you for popping on. Whoever's coming on, just make sure that you sign in. Please let me know where you're signaling from. I'm back from the dead. Nearly. Nearly back. I'm almost back. I still have a cough, but I'm doing better. Listen, I want to encourage you guys to check the community tab on the homepage of this channel because sometimes I leave messages and things there, excuse me, for you guys, and you don't see it because you don't go there to look at them. So if you go over there, I transported a video from my other channel over to this channel that I did yesterday because I wasn't doing as well yesterday as I am now. And in that video, I explained kind of more of what was going on. I'm sorry. But just to give you an update, the last time I did a video, uh, right after that, I started feeling sick. And what I did was I got on it right away. Now, like I said in the video that you'll see when you go to the community tab on this channel, I will address this issue. Someone asked me, did I get tested? And I said, no, I did not get tested. I'm 63 and I've never had to go to the doctor for him to tell me a cold. Okay. I know when I have a cold and I know when I have the flu. I've been around a while, so I don't go to the doctor for every little thing. And I just want to say that there's been a lot of panic and hype um, and over exaggeration and stuff really um, weaponized against the world and the American people to keep you in a place of fear, right? So that you do whatever you're told. Because if you don't, then the boogeyman's going to get you, or something terrible is going to happen to you if you don't do everything that you're told. Well, here we are 2 years later, and clearly nothing has stopped the spread. Okay, so everything that we've been told has been a lie because it hasn't worked clearly. So I just want to tell you what I have been doing. And I really hope that you pay attention to what I'm saying. And I really hope that you do go over to the community tab and take a look at what I left over there. Because after I left that video on my other channel, I got a letter from one of my subscribers telling me that one of her family members experienced the same thing I was talking about in that video. I had no knowledge of that. If she hadn't written me and told me that, I would not have known. Okay, so I want to tell you what I've been doing, and I just want to give you guys some. Well, I don't want to call it advice because I'm not a doctor, but I'll tell you what I did. Okay, let me say this: don't wait until you get so sick, so desperately ill that you have to go to the hospital. That is not where you want to be. Okay. If you look at what the medical community has done from following the science and all this kind of stuff, look what it has done to this world. Look what it's done to this country. The hospital is probably not where you want to be. Okay. Now, I can tell you for a fact that ain't where I'm going. Um, no. Just, yeah, no, that's a flat no for me. I won't be going to any hospitals. The reason being is because, in my opinion, most of the medical community has sold their soul for $1. They're just towing the line. They're doing what they're told. They have violated their Hippocratic oath. They are administering experimental stuff to people just to keep their jobs with no thought of what it's going to do to that person in the long run. Okay. And so to me, that's not a doctor. That's malpractice. And I'm not going to be a subject of malpractice. So I had explained to you guys 3 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, um, the last time you saw me. Well, that wasn't the last time you saw me, but the last video I did, I accidentally deleted it. But anyway, the last time you saw me, I was working on some herbal remedies, and I was using my espresso machine and was pressing out some of the the tinctures that I was making. So I want to show you what I've been using now to get over whatever this is, right? Um, but before I show you that, let me tell you, um, there seems to be a reoccurring theme of pneumonia. Part of the reason why people are getting pneumonia is because they keep restricting their breathing by wearing a covering over their face that is catching all of their viral eliminations that come out naturally when you breathe. Your viruses, your bacteria, things like that that come out when you breathe are being caught in these face coverings. And some people are having to wear these things for hours on end on their jobs. It's ridiculous. And without their employer offering to give them new ones or change them, and some people can't afford to just keep buying them and buying them. Some people can't find them, and it's making them sick. They are getting pneumonia from this. They're getting Legionnaire's disease from this. And so this is not about keeping you healthy, because it's not keeping you healthy. There is no way you can continuously breathe in your own toxins and stay healthy. Hi, Amber. I know I didn't give a notice. I did not know I was coming on. And since I'm up out of the bed, I figured I better get on here while I had some energy to do so. Anyway, um, yeah, it's not keeping people healthy. And we're 2 years into this. And if anyone on this channel cannot see by now that you have been lied to, I knew this like a month into this. A month into this, I stopped covering my face. A month into this, I said, I'm not complying with this. Something's wrong with this. It didn't make sense to me. And when I went to my doctor, which I did a video about this a while ago, my doctor is a cardiologist. And I asked him, how healthy can it be for a heart patient to restrict their breathing? Now, to me, that's common sense. And you would have thought I backed the guy up in the corner. He was stammering and stuttering and not knowing how to answer that. Well, here's the answer. It ain't healthy. Okay. And the fact that he couldn't answer my question is what led me to fire him as my doctor, because that's ridiculous. Anyway, what I want to say is this reoccurring theme of pneumonia keeps coming up, right? And there's different reasons for why, but still, don't wait until you feel desperately sick before you do something about it. At the first sign of not feeling well, the first sign of a scratchy throat or whatever, drink some Master Tonic, drink some citrus tonic. Start immediately doing things to strengthen your immune system so that you are not a victim of this medical system that has run amok. I mean, there's no accountability. These people are in it for the money. All of these doctors and these hospitals have signed on to these big pharmaceutical companies, and some of our senators and congressmen have been paid, and this is what I know for a fact, upward of $10,000 to be their guinea pig. And so, of course, they're not going to say anything against it because they've been paid big money to just go along with everything. This big experiment. I call it the great human experiment. Okay. So, as you know, I had been working on my own medications and stuff. And I told you guys I wanted to get off of pharmaceuticals as much as possible. And again, I really want to encourage you to go to the community tab on this channel and look at that video that I posted this morning. I did it last night on our other channel. Um, but very few of you go over there on the community tab and look. So I'm telling you, it's there. You need to look at it. Anyway, I want to show you what I did. Um, I've been in contact with some homeopathic doctors and holistic doctors, and one doctor who I like him because he's very thorough and he's very not afraid to just tell the truth about medicine and things. He said, people are focusing on this, and what you need to be focusing on is this, right? But he just has a way of saying it that hasn't gotten his channel shut down for some reason. Anyway, one of the things that he suggested was to use a a nebulizer. Now, I don't have a nebulizer, but I will tell you what I do have. Now, let me see if I can do this. You see this? This is a humidifier, right? It's just a tabletop humidifier. And I thought, let me sanitize this thing because I hadn't used it for a long time. But I was going to sanitize it, which I did with alcohol and witch hazel and all that, wiped it all out, cleaned it all out. And he suggested that you put natural salt, not that Morton stuff, but natural salt, sea salt, pure sea salt. I use salt that I buy from a company called Redmond. You can get it on Amazon. It's pure salt. It has the minerals and everything still in it. It's not iodized. It's pure salt, right from nature. And so I took a few sprinkles of that. I filled a little cup. Let me see if I can. Of course I can't. Okay. Oops. I didn't know there was water in here. Anyway, so this comes off, right? And this little cup holds, oh, I don't know, maybe a quarter cup of water. I don't think it's quite a half a cup of water. And I think I put maybe an eighth of a teaspoon of salt in it. I put 1 drop of peppermint oil. I put 1 drop of black seed oil. Now, I use peppermint oil because he suggested garlic oil. I did not have garlic oil, but I had been eating a lot of garlic. And I'm trying to think of what else did I put in there. Peppermint oil, black seed oil, salt, and it was one other thing I put in there. Now, listen, when you start feeling yourself getting sick, at the first sign, don't just ignore it. You got to get on this right away, people. Right away. It'll save you from going to a hospital where they treat you very cruelly if you haven't done what they have been demanding you do for the last year and a half. Or they'll take your job, or you can't go to a ball game, or you can't get on a plane, or you know what I'm saying. Some of us just ain't gonna do it because we just ain't gonna do it. Some people aren't going to do it for religious reasons. Some people are not going to do it for medical reasons. Some people aren't going to do it because they didn't issue any informed consent about you. How do you have informed consent when they don't issue you any kind of a leaflet telling you what the risks are? They don't tell you that, do they? That'll let you know something's wrong, right? Because you're a guinea pig and they want to see how it affects you. And if you die, well, oops. Well, there's another one that died, so we know we got to adjust this. So we have to adjust. Listen, I'm not nobody's fool. Mama ain't raised no fools. I'm not doing it. So anyway, I don't have a nebulizer, but I do have this. Now, what I knew was people get pneumonia because their lungs fill with mucus and water, fluid, and it just starts stacking up, right? And you literally suffocate yourself to death. I didn't have a nebulizer, but I had this big straw. See this? So I'm going to turn this on And I don't know if you'll be able to see. Let's see. Is this plugged in?
No,
Can you plug it in?
maybe.
Let me see if we can plug this in so I can just show you. Might not be able to plug it in. We're going to see if we can plug this in so I can try to demonstrate for you what I've done. And I can tell you, I'm doing a heck of a lot better than I was. Let's see. Okay. Okay. Now, you see that? This is what I did. After I put the peppermint oil and all that in there, just very little, I just used this. And I drew in on that way down deep in my lungs as far as I could breathe in. So I'll show you again. I just went. That's what I did. He suggested, let me turn that off because my computer's right here. He suggested that you do that twice a day. Now, because I was so congested, um, I was doing it like 3 times a day, sometimes 4 times a day. And I'm telling you, it helped. Oh, I know the oil that you put in there, it helps to keep things lubricated, right? So that it'll keep moving. What'll happen is you'll start to cough. And when you cough, it's almost like it's a natural expectorant, right? It'll just start coming out. And it'll help you not be so congested in your head or whatever. I even did it. I breathed through my nose as well. I just went like that, and I pulled the vapors in through the straw. I didn't stick the straw up into my nose. I just all you have to do is just take a deep breath if you can. Now, if you can, if you're so congested, if you just hold your face in front of it for a minute and take whatever kind of a breath you can through your nose, the peppermint will help. It'll go in there. Now, let me tell you this: don't put a lot of peppermint. Okay, just all you need is 1 drop. I'm serious, 1 drop is all you need. You put more than that, it's going to irritate your eyes. It'll burn your sinuses and all that. Don't do that. But what peppermint does, and anything in the mint family, it helps open up your bronchial tubes so that you can breathe easier. When you get your bronchial tubes more open, right, then the oil and the other healing elements, the salt is a cleanser, it's a natural cleanser. It goes in and it breaks up mucus, right? There is no reason why these people are going in the hospital dying from pneumonia. It's ridiculous. It doesn't have to happen. So I'm trying to save you a trip to the death squad because I'm telling you, they are literally killing people. They know what they're doing. And I'm telling you, did you notice that last year nobody died from heart disease, nobody died from liver failure, nobody died in a motorcycle accident. Everybody died with the big C. Everybody died with that. What is wrong with that? That's a lie. Okay? So there you go. Anyway, so I want to tell you that this whole thing of hi JB, this whole thing of you know, just do this and then get this next one and everything will go back to normal. Well, how many times are they going to keep pushing the line? And when are people going to wake up and realize it ain't going back to the way it was ever? I mean, they just gonna keep pushing the line. And as long as people go along with it and say, yes, master, then they'll keep doing it. They'll just keep right on doing it because you're signing on to your own slavery. Okay, let me just tell you, if you do not have control over your own self, over your own body, you are already a slave. Okay? You're already a slave. Don't blame it on no white man. Don't blame it on nobody. Blame yourself. If you do not control your own self and take a stand and say, you're not going to force me to do something that's against my conscience, I'm not doing it. And here's the problem. The problem is people don't want to take a stand. And then you have people that want to take a stand, but they don't want to pay the price for the stand that they took. right? You have to be willing to pay the price for your convictions. That's where I am. That's why I started doing what I'm doing, because I feel like this here. I'm a veteran. I served my time in the military. The VA owes me, okay, and we're under contract. They owe me for my time in service, and the fact that I had to have major surgery when I was active duty. They owe me, and that was their rule, wasn't mine. I didn't even know, so they told me they owed me. Okay, fine. If they decide they want to break their contract with me because I won't do some new thing that they came out with, well, guess what? Oh well, I'm not going to do it just so that I can get from them what they say they owe me. I'm not going to do it. So, um, and I just really want to encourage you guys to really, really look into taking care of yourself as best you can, right? Take care of yourself as best you can. Now, let me see if I can catch up with this. You have a sinus infection? Oh, listen, I'm telling you, it works. It works. And you don't have to use um what they call that stuff? Dristan, or I don't even know if they still make that stuff. But anyway, GSE, grape seed extract. It comes in a nasal spray form. It is an antimicrobial. If you get that, doesn't taste that great, but it comes in a micro pump. You spray it up into your nostrils. You take a really deep breath up into your upper sinus, and it'll help clear out an infection. And also, if you do what I just showed you, that will help keep that infection from trickling down, because your ears, nose, and throat are connected. It'll help it when it does trickle down, because it will drain when it starts to clear out, from settling in your chest. Okay, so just keep that in mind. Yeah, a whole lot of people tested negative, but they're going to tell them that they have it. And if they tell them that they don't have it, then they're going to make sure they get it. Why is it that the countries like Israel, for example, that have the highest rate of compliance, has the highest number of cases out of all the countries? Why is that? Well, I'll tell you why. Because they're actually injecting people with it. That's why. How can it be? So if they're telling you, oh, you get this and it'll stop the spread, or get your booster, it'll stop the spread. Well, nothing has stopped it. Has anybody noticed that? You can't stop it. You can't stop it. They let this thing loose on the world, and there it is. Colds, flus, viruses usually die out on their own. Then they mutate into something else. That's why getting a flu shot, they can't give you a shot for something that hasn't happened yet. So when you get a flu shot, what do you think that's about? That's about the last strand that was out. Well, that strand has probably died off, and now it's mutated into something else. So, you know what? All these boosters, all it does is weaken your immune system. That's what it's doing. I'm telling you. I'm telling you, because just like I said in my other video, please go over to the community tab on this channel and watch that video that I posted this morning. Um, I know 4 people who did not do it, who, for their own reason, their own conscience, decided they were not going to do it. They came down with a cold that they did not tend to right away. They went to the doctor. The doctor said, "Oh, you need to go to the hospital. Have you got the big C? No. Oh, you need to go to the hospital." Sent them to the hospital. They got in the hospital and got worse. All 4 of them dead. All 4 of them from pneumonia, they say. Okay. So listen, I'm telling you, there's something very evil afoot here. And you have got to watch your back. I'm telling you, you better watch yourself, because these people are crazy. They're a bunch of psychopaths. They don't care who they kill. The science has flipped and flopped so many times, it's disgraceful. If I was at the top of the food chain when it came to following the science, I would be embarrassed to show my face. I'm telling you, the man has no credibility. whatsoever in the eyes of most people in this country or any other country for that matter. He has no credibility. He can't make up his mind from one day to the next. He's been caught lying to Congress, the whole 9 yards, and we're just waiting for him to get arrested and go to jail for crimes against humanity. That's what needs to happen to that fool. But anyway, okay, let me keep reading. Oh my God. No monkey pus and snake venom. The hospital is like God's waiting room. I know, right? Right. It is spreading. It's like the truth of the matter is, I'm telling you, if you're still watching mainstream media, stop. Stop. They are washing your brain. They are lying to you every single day. And the fact that most of America has turned them off ought to let you know that they've lost their credibility. Um, the current administration's polling numbers puts them in the 20s. Okay, in the 20s. That's like the worst sitting president in the history of this nation. And so, say what you want to say about the last administration, okay, but don't forget all the things that were accomplished in that last administration. What we weren't doing was begging for oil. What we weren't doing was begging for jobs. What we weren't doing was running around here sick, and our borders were not open, where people who were sick with tuberculosis, syphilis, and all kinds of other crazy stuff were allowed to come in uninoculated. Why do you have to be inoculated? When these people are coming from other countries that have diseases that we don't even have here, are not required to be inoculated. What is that about? That's about them not giving a rip about you. That's about replacement uh, practices. You're expendable. For the people that they can't manipulate anymore, they got a replacement for them. It's about letting people come into the country and trying to push bills through saying you can vote in our elections. I can't go to some other country, and I have lived in other countries. I can't go to some other country. I can't even vote in Canada, and I'm a permanent resident of Canada. I can't vote there. I'm not a citizen. So why is it that everybody from all over the world can come here and vote and determine the course of our nation? Well, how is that their business? It's not their business. Just like we can't go to their country and tell them how to run their stuff. So there you go. We can't vote in their elections. I mean, it's just crazy. The whole thing is flipped upside down. Anyway, um, I'm just saying, listen, when it comes to your health, you better be responsible for your own health. I'm telling you, because these people are crazy. They could care less if they kill you. They don't care. They don't care. The fact that they keep stringing you along and stringing you along and stringing you along and promising you that it's going to get better, and all you got to do is do this, and all you got to do is do that. And every time they ask you to do something, they take away more of your freedom. Every time they ask you to do this, they take away more of your rights. And it's all for your safety, they say. That's what they say, right? How safe you feeling now? With everybody, all these people coming across the border, over 2 million people in 1 year crossed our border uninoculated. And we're supposed to be, quote, in the middle of a pandemic. That's what they say. Well, then why are the borders open? Why are there all these people coming in? If our nation is so sick and we're so infected, why are you letting people in? Oh, let's see. You either don't care about us or you don't care about them. Right? What is it? Just think, people. Just think. That's all I'm saying. Just think. Think. You've been played, you've been lied to, and it's time for you to take control of your own life and stop listening to the BS, because that's what it is. Now, right. JB has a point. How can the president of the United States tell tell companies to ignore what the Supreme Court says? What? What? The Supreme Court is supposed to rule according to the Constitution. If the Constitution does not allow for something to happen, it should not happen. The Constitution is the supreme law of this land. That's the supreme law of the land. There's nothing in the Constitution saying that you have to be forced to take any kind of experimental anything. that you don't want into your body? How come all of a sudden the whole my body, my choice thing was abandoned? Remember all the marches and stuff that went on, my body, my choice, my body, my choice. Oh, now suddenly it's your body, but it ain't your choice no more, huh? Huh? See what happens when you side with foolish people? You end up being the fool at the end of the story. So I'm just saying, look, get yourself one of these. They ain't that expensive. I think I don't know, $20 maybe.
$12.
Oh, my husband said $12. $12. $12. Okay. I'm not completely out of the woods. I'm doing a heck of a lot better than I was yesterday because I'm doing what I need to do to get better. I have not been to a doctor. I will not go to a doctor. I will do my research online. I will find out what herbs and things I need to take, what I need to do. Now, let me say this. And I said this before. Wherever I can get off of pharmaceuticals, I will get off of pharmaceuticals. I prefer natural holistic medicines. Um, if there's something I cannot find, but I absolutely need it, then I will deal with the pharmaceutical. But that will be my last resort. It will be the last thing I do. One of the other things that you can do in regard to mucus is licorice root. Okay. You can even get black licorice, but it needs to be pure black licorice. It doesn't need to be licorice flavored candy. Okay. It needs to be black licorice, which is not necessarily cheap either. Um, I have a tincture that I made that has, and I think this is what helped me not turn it into pneumonia. I have a tincture that I made that has valerian root, licorice root, and something else in it over there. I can't think of what it is, that I have been taking anyway in the evenings before I went to bed as a sleep aid, right? Because I have a tendency, my mind is always moving. I'm always thinking about things. And I have a tendency to wake up in the middle of the night. I'm thinking, now, what about this? You know? And I thought, okay, let me work on my sleep pattern here and try to get things back in line. Because there's so much going on. I'm always thinking about something. And so I made that tincture for that reason. Well, I did not know at the time that I made that I was going to get sick. And I know how I got sick. I know how I got sick. When I was at the house, my assistant came home for a whole week talking about how everybody in her office at her job was sick. She came to the house, New Year's, Happy New Year, hugging on me. And next thing you know, I'm sick, right? I'm like, what? I don't go anywhere, folks. I'm here. I'm at the RV. I'm at the house. I'm at the house. I'm at the RV. You know, I don't really go anywhere. So I'm not around anyone to be exposed to anything. Somebody has to bring it to me. And she's really the only one that goes out of the house, and is like mingling with the public and all that. And then she came back to the house and brought that crap to me. So there you go. And she's sick. So there you go. However, she's doing what she needs to do to get better. And I'm doing this and it's working. Please, 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 please get on it right away. Don't wait until you are desperately ill and have to go to a hospital because they do not care about you. And I hate to, you know, it sounds terrible to say that, and I hate to brush it with a broad brush like that. But you stop and think. I would just about guarantee that everyone that is working in the medical community right now has done this to keep their job. Okay. What they've done is they've compromised their own immune system. And if you are listening to the other side of the story, which you will never hear on mainstream media, you will never hear it. You got doctors that are resigning because they have had patients that they have given this stuff to that have dropped dead on them. Okay. They have resigned. Yeah, I can't do this anymore. And they quit. They quit their jobs. Now, you talk about people that have gone to school for years and studied in their field to be experts in their field and to help people and to help bring healing to people. And they're told they have to administer this thing. And they do that, and their patients are dropping dead or coming up with weird stuff. We have a friend of ours who was sick, beat cancer, believed the hype, went and got it. Guess what? Out of the blue has leukemia. That's like the third person we heard of that out of the blue developed leukemia after they got this thing. I'm telling you, it's an experiment. That's why there's no warning labels with it or anything. You know why? Because they didn't know what was going to happen. They didn't know what was going to happen. Let's just let this whole virus thing be our entry. It'll be our Trojan horse to bring in this experimental cocktail so that we can see what'll happen, right? They didn't know. They didn't know what was going to happen. So now they're looking at all this data and they're seeing all this stuff happening. And unfortunately, the companies, the guy that developed the the M the MNRA, whatever that thing is, yeah, guess what? He came out with a public statement and said, yeah, this thing ain't good. This is not good. It's not good to use that thing for testing. And guess what? Well, he lost his job. So there you go. When you start telling the truth, then they want to silence you and cancel you and persecute you and all that kind of stuff. I'm like, yeah, come and get some because I'm going to keep telling people the truth. That's what I'm going to do. So, like I said, do what you need to do to take care of yourself. So JB says, I just say a doctor says not to go to the emergency room if you didn't test positive before. You certainly will. You certainly will because they will make sure they give it to you. And let me tell you something else. Now, this is just my thought. This is why I'm not going, like ever. I will die in my bed before I go to a hospital. Let me tell you why. If you get so sick that you have to go to a hospital and they have to administer IV to you, you don't know what they're putting in you. Now, there was a time you could trust the medical community. You can't trust them now. They've either sold out because they were afraid of what would happen if they didn't, or they sold out because they were paid off. And to me, that's how I see them all. That's how I see them all. Like, I've even had people tell me, well, this stuff it might be good for some people. How in the world, when more people have died from the cure, than the disease? How is it good for some people? Are you kidding me? That kind of deception just boggles my mind. I just can't even. I don't understand it. I don't understand it. But anyway, if people want to believe a lie, what can you do? You can't help someone who refuses to see the truth, who loves to be blind. You just can't help somebody like that. Anyway, anybody got any questions? I've been ranting and raving. Holy smokes. Please hit the like button. Hit the like button because I see who's on here and the thumbs up thing ain't matching. So if you haven't hit the like button, go ahead and hit the like button. Y'all are something else. Yeah, if a doctor tells you don't go, don't go. I'm telling you, they know what's up. They know what's up. They have to really, I would call it, they literally have to sin against their conscience, their own conscience, to do what they're doing. Or either they're very evil, one or the other. Either way, I ain't dealing with Dr. Frankenstein, okay? I'm just saying. Nope. If anybody's going to experiment on me, it'll be me. And that's what I've been doing. I've been checking different things. I found out that one or two of the herbs that I was using slightly raises my blood pressure. So I either have to adjust it or I have to not use it altogether. I don't know yet. I just have to see. But I'm going to be my own doctor. I'm telling you, because I can't trust these people. These people are sick. They are crazy and they're evil. And it's not just here. There's a confederation of people around the world. Have you seen what's happening in Canada? Oh my God. Have you seen what was happening in China? Australia has lost their mind. Those poor people, the whole country has turned into a prison camp. It's ridiculous. And now you got different places in Canada that's talking about doing the same thing. And so guess what? As far as I'm concerned, I'm not welcome there. So guess what? I'm going to be putting in my paperwork to renounce my residency there because I'm not going to go there to become a prisoner. I was born free in this country, and I'm not going to another country to be made a slave. So it's just not going to happen to me. A medical slave, I'm not going to be a medical slave. I'm not going to be a political prisoner. If I'm going to be a political prisoner, it'll be right here in my own country fighting on my own soil for my own rights. But I'm not going to go to another country and be made a slave, a country that has never invested anything in my life to me, haven't done anything for me. So I poured a whole lot of money into them, but they ain't done nothing for me. So nope, that love affair is ending, coming to an end. My husband has already renounced his citizenship there. I'm going to renounce my residency there. We are selling our property there. It's on the market. We are out of there because no, we're not going to be prisoners there. So that's what's happening. Anyway, now that I done burned y'all's ears off, oh my God, I can't believe I got on here and went off. So listen, take care of yourself. Get one of these little humidifier things. If you can't get a nebulizer, I know that I don't know how much they cost. I've never had one, but this really does the same thing. Let me show you one more time. You can see the steam coming out, right? I just took a straw and inhaled like that. You're not going to breathe out any smoke because it's not smoke. It's just a cool mist. You do that, you can even just sit it across the room from you and leave it running. It'll fill the air with the peppermint and a very very fine mist of salt particles and stuff like that. It'll help keep your lungs clear. When you do that and you take a deep breath, you'll feel the difference because it literally opens up your bronchial tubes and it'll help that mucus to move out. And it'll do the same thing with your head. Because I'm telling you, if you listen to the video that's on the community page on this channel, you'll see how I sounded yesterday and how I sound today. That's the difference that it made in just a day. So, now I've been using it for 3 days. So if I sounded like I did yesterday, you can imagine how I sounded 3 days ago. 3 days ago, I sounded like the Gila monster or whatever. Anyway, I am doing better. But I'm not going to hold you guys. And no, you didn't get a notification because I waited until about 10 till. I kept thinking, I feel like I should go on and do a live video because my other video, I accidentally deleted it, like I said. And I wanted to make sure you guys knew I was here. I was okay. I'm doing all right. And I noticed some people that watch this channel are not on my other channel. So the video that's on the community tab on this channel, I pulled it from I just figured out how to do that. I pulled it from that channel and was able to put it on this channel. So anyhow, go ahead and take a look at that. Give the video a thumbs up. Thank you for letting me rant and rave. Look, you guys, you might look up one day. You might look up one day and I'm gone because they done canceled my channel. I don't know. I don't care. You'll find me on Rumble. Anyway, so thank you guys for letting me vent. I'm disgusted by what I see. I love my country. I love my countrymen. I love my fellow patriots, and I'm disgusted by what I see. And I think I'm more disgusted over the level of cowardice that I see, especially among servicemen and women and veterans that will not stand up, that are just going along with this mess. And you know better. You know the government can't be trusted. You know that. So you know better. And I'm disgusted by what I see. But anyway, I trust God. By the grace of God, we're going to get through this. I don't know what we're going to look like when we get on the other side, but we're going to get on the other side one way or another. And well, we're just going to keep doing what we're doing. And just like I tell people, I'm just going to keep living until I die. That's what I'm going to do. So please consider what I said. I was showing you what I did. If you have another method that you use, do that. Look through the playlist, especially on the other channel where I showed you guys how to make master tonic, um, using roots and herbs and stuff like that in natural vinegar. And I also showed you guys how to make that citrus tonic. That I'm telling you, that video got a lot of hits, but YouTube suppresses my videos. And my husband and I, we've been watching this for some time. For example, I looked at one of my videos had over 15,000 hits, but it was only showing up as like 200 and something on my page. But when I went and looked behind the scenes in the analytics, I was like, which shows me they're suppressing my channel. They don't, they, I don't know why they don't want me to know, because if 15,000 people saw that video, clearly the message is getting out, but they're suppressing how many people can actually join the channel. So, which is just kind of stupid. Anyway, and I think it's because they think they're the only show in town, but they're not. All these other alternative media companies are springing up because people are sick of being told what they can and cannot say, and they're grown. They sick of it. So they just going to these other platforms and setting up their channels and stuff there. And I feel like you want to take down something, hit them in the pocket. That'll take them down right quick, too. Anyway. Okay. Any questions before I go? Because I am going. How long I've been talking? Oh my God, 46 minutes. I've been running my mouth. So I'm going to go. Feel free to write me at my email address. It is in the description box, I think. If it's not on this channel, it is in the description box on the other channel, the Christopats Adventure and Homestead channel. It's on YouTube. Just plug it into the YouTube browser and it'll come up. And leave your comments below. I pray that you guys stay well. Get some wisdom. Don't believe what you hear on the news. I'm telling you. You know who you need to look at? Look at the people who have lost their jobs and people that have been fired from their jobs because they spoke the truth. That's who you need to listen to. That's who you need to hear the other side of the story. Because I've never seen a drug administered to anyone that didn't have a warning leaflet with it, that didn't say, if you're taking this or this or this, don't take this drug. Or if you have this condition, that condition, this condition, don't take this drug. How come you don't get that with this? There's a video out where a lady went to a pharmacist and she asked him, could she see the medical report that's supposed to come inside the package? She was going to get a home testing kit. She wanted to see the documentation that's supposed to come inside the kit, right? I mean, you even get that with baby aspirin. There's a little pamphlet in there, right? She said, I just like to see it before I buy it because I want to know what's in it. So the pharmacist goes, he opens up a box, gives her a paper. She said, well, can you open it for me? He said, sure. He opens it for her, and to his shock and horror, he opens up this long, big piece of paper that was blank on both sides. There was nothing. All they did was folded up paper, put on there warning or cautions or whatever in big print, folded it all up and stuck it down in the box. There's no instructions, nothing. Nothing. What does that tell you? What is it they don't want you to know? What is it they don't want you to know? And since, how is that informed consent? You're not informed because they didn't inform you. They didn't tell you, but they want you to give consent. Think about it. That's all I'm saying. Just think about it. If you've already done it, don't keep doing it. Don't keep doing it. Don't let them tell you, well, get the second one, get the third one. Well, if you get the second one, we don't know how long it lasts, so you have to get the third one. Well, we don't know how long that lasts. You got to get the fourth one. Well, clearly they haven't stopped anything. But in the meantime, what is that doing to you? You can't change this, okay? Whatever it is they're putting in you, it's going to be there till the day you die. And you don't know how many days it took off your life. So dying might be a whole lot closer than living. Stop doing it. Stop. Just stop. Just stop. Okay, just stop. Tell them if they can't tell you exactly what's in it and exactly what it will do, you'll take a pass. Okay? All right. Well, the wind's picking up. I don't want to get blown away to Kansas like Dorothy. So, look, I love you guys. I appreciate you hanging out with me. You don't have to. You could be anywhere else, but you're here with me. And I really appreciate that. Thank you for letting me um, speak my heart. I hope you'll continue to be with me on this channel. I knew the channel was going to change, but my goodness gracious me. Anyway, about my hairs. All I did now, for like 3 days, I ain't do nothing. I couldn't get out of bed. But anyway, um, I haven't done anything special. It's just this is my go-to style. It's easy. It doesn't take any time to do it, and I just, there it is, nice and clean and poofy. So maybe one of these days I'll do a trim on camera. We'll see. Anyhow, you guys, I'm going to sign off. Thank you. God bless you. Stay healthy. Take care. Take control of your own body. You don't have control of your own body, you don't have any liberty. And I'll see you next time I come on. God bless you. Bye.